Guys, we're back. It's so lovely to be here with you. It is a cold New Zealand evening, but I'm wrapped up, I'm cozy, and I'm ready to dive in with you. Today, I really want to talk about this topic around burnout and how burnout isn't about your workload. It is actually about self-abandonment. And I want to go to the root of this because so many women that come to me arrive at this point where they are over going through the burnout cycle. And they are almost at this point where they're like, I've been resisting doing things a different way, but I feel like I'm at a point where it's like I either walk away from everything I've created or I find another way to do this. So let's just dive in a little bit. Let's unpack it a little bit. When you think about burnout, it doesn't happen overnight. It's an accumulation of ignoring and pushing through over a period of time. Now, when we think about those traits in business, they are highly praised. When we think about someone who is super resilient, who is always pushing forward, who is driven, who finds a way, who isn't scared of hustling, or who forces and just keeps forging forward. The truth is, though, even though those things may be celebrated in the business space, that resilience, which may have served its place in the past or in childhood, when you are so resilient that you just shut off from anything that is actually trying to come through, it ends up putting your body in a state where it's like, she's not listening. So it's like the body shuts down because it's trying to give you signs and you're not listening, or it's trying to send you signals and you're not listening and you're not responding. And then it leads to this total shutdown. I know for me that was the case. I know for my clients that's what they experienced. And it's confusing because we're taught that to be successful in business, we need to show up in a certain way. We need to have these certain characteristics. We need to do all the things. And anything else feels maybe vulnerable. It may be perceived as weak. And we have these stories around how we think we should show up in business, what parts of us are welcome to be in the business and what parts maybe are not. So this ignoring, doesn't matter how small it is on some level an element of self-abandonment. And this can be when you say yes to a meeting, but it's a no. Or when you're constantly overgiving to your team and you're leaving nothing left for yourself. Or it could be with your clients, where there are really leaky boundaries with your clients and you feel like they're just like constantly pouring this energy and life essence from you, but you're not taking responsibility for that by actually putting up clear boundaries where it's a no. Because there's this seed underneath that is maybe rooted in this overgiving, not feeling like you need to prove yourself, prove your worth. So you go into this state of overgiving and overcompensating ultimately. When every time you're doing that, you're abandoning the part of you that doesn't want to do that, but you're not listening. And when you're not listening, what happens is over time it compounds to this place of complete disconnection. And this can be not only just feeling like you're at your capacity emotionally, or maybe even just shut down, numbed out emotionally, but I know for some people it can also even present as physical numbness in the body. So really, burnout is then not so much about how much you're doing, but it's a sign around how far you've actually disconnected from yourself. Because it's like, you may have done these cycles in business as well, where it's like you keep pushing harder only to end up in the same spot, Or you keep pushing harder and you go for it and you get what you want, but it feels unfulfilling and it feels empty. Or it's not even feeling like there's any part of you that's in that business anymore. Like it just feels so foreign to you. And it may have grown really quickly and it may be doing really well, but it just may feel like I'm not connected to my business anymore. It doesn't feel like me. I don't feel like any part of me is in it. And this is why you being in your absolute fullness, in your full connection with yourself and bringing all of you to your business is the best strategy long term in your business. You are the best strategy, bringing all of you into everything that you create and the way that you show up, because that is the only way that it is going to be sustainable. Is to stop compartmentalizing parts of ourselves outside of the business, thinking that, well, I'm in business mode, so I need to show up in this way and I need to act this way and I need to talk this way and I need to lead my meetings this way. No. Drop in what is true for you, what is authentic to you, what are your values, what are your gifts. Because if you're someone who naturally nurtures others, it's not about shutting that part off from yourself when you step into leadership meetings with your team members or with your clients. It's bringing all of that into that space because you get to be dynamic. You don't have to be this like one way in business and one way in terms of being in front of your clients. People want to see all sides of someone. And there is a way that you get to hold both polarities in a space and for it to be really profound and really powerful and really magnetic. So this abandonment of parts of ourselves is something that we've learned. For anyone who entered into corporate, you would have known that there were many elements where it was about silencing your body in order to be productive, around ignoring your needs in order to be driven, and on so many elements as a woman as well, even at different times of our cycle, like there's no space for that. And you would have been praised for your output, right? And for your drive and for your resilience and for the determination. So it's ingrained in us from a really young age to start to do that patterning. But what if your exhaustion is actually wisdom, not a weakness? Like, what if that burnout, that experience that you had, it wasn't about you being weak and it wasn't about you not being able to hold it all? But what if it is actually your body really making clear to you a boundary? A boundary around where you're putting your energy, your time, and your focus. And maybe it is wisdom as to getting to do things in a way that feels good for you. Because we don't have to piece together everyone else's ideas and everyone else's strategies and everyone else's blueprints. Like, what if that burnout is actually your opportunity to receive your own blueprint? Because your fatigue is the feedback. And it's whispering to you, saying, like, there gets to be another way. There gets to be another way. There must be another way. Because when you're at that breaking point, that's when you're cracked open. And that's when you feel more open to see things with fresh eyes. And the truth is, a lot of the time, it's like the business isn't working because you, at your essence, is not in it. Your heart is not in it. And you're operating from survival versus feeling really connected with your why, your purpose, feeling inspired by what it is that you're doing and the way that you're showing up and the people that you're serving. Because if you're struggling with serious fatigue or burnout, it is going to be impossible to be present with those in front of you, let alone present within yourself to really connect with what are the powerful moves that I get to make in my business. If I could do things any way, how would I actually do it? If I knew there was no possibility of failing, like be in that innovation, be that visionary, because you know that you have that within you. But it's like when we allow everyone else's ideas or feedback or perceptions to cloud it, and we are in this state of abandoning ourselves and our nervous system is in survival, we cannot hear that and we cannot connect with it. And that's what can lead to feeling constantly confused. Because when your nervous system is really grounded and you're really connected with your body, you know what a clear yes is for you and you know what a clear no is. And you're not umming and ahhing. Like a choice presents itself to you. And you know instantly from feedback within your body whether it's a yes or a no. And you don't have to spend ages overthinking it, making a decision about it, going back and forth between different options. No. Asking other people their opinion. No. It comes to your awareness and it is so clear. This is a yes or a no. And that's it. And you take so much responsibility for your choices because you have this level of self-trust that you are willing to fully commit to the decision that you make without asking anyone else's feedback or opinion, because you have that connection with yourself and your nervous system is not in survival. So you can trust that the clear yes and clear no is from truth and not from this kind of fear, lack, survival mode. And that's really important. And so healing from burnout ultimately means returning to yourself, like building a business from regulation, leading from aliveness, from embodiment versus performance. That's a huge shift in itself. Scaling your business from sensation in your body versus suppression or outsourcing and feeling like someone else has the answer for you when you have the answer for yourself. That is the truth. So let me know what has landed for you. If you've experienced burnout yourself multiple times, where you at in your journey? Like, do you feel like you are fully present, fully allowing all parts of you to be and show up in your business? Are there any stories or perceptions around masks that you may need to wear to be perceived as professional or to be accepted in that space? And what would it feel like if you could bring all of you, all of yourself, all of your creativity, your playfulness, your nurturing elements, your fire, all of it, to really be that visionary and lead people from this grounded, regulated, radiant place. Sending you so much love, and I will see you tomorrow.